ready to explore the world of blockchain as a service for big enterprises.
BaaS, yeah.
We're going to be taking a deep dive into Aventus and how they're making some serious moves across a ton of industries.
It's exciting stuff, really.
So Aventus is all about working with these huge, recognizable companies.
Oh, yeah. Globally recognized businesses, the ones we all know. Think gaming, energy, supply chains, even entertainment.
Big players.
Absolutely.
And they keep talking about these 4 big features of their platform: scalability, transparency, security, and being super comprehensive.
Right?
But let's be real, what does that actually mean for someone running a business who might be hearing these buzzwords for the first time?
Well, scalability means the system can handle growth, right? Like as the company using it gets bigger and has more needs, the blockchain can keep up, future-proofing their investment.
Right.
Transparency is all about that shared ledger, so everyone involved can track transactions, builds trust and accountability.
Makes sense.
And security, that's huge in the blockchain world.
Absolutely.
Aventus is really focused on keeping data safe. Then you've got the comprehensiveness. Basically, they're saying they offer the whole package.
Not just bits and pieces.
Exactly. It's all integrated for their clients.
Sounds like they really want to partner up with these companies, guide them through the whole process.
Oh, yeah. They even have this 2-step approach, starting with building a custom SaaS-style product tailored to the business.
Okay.
And then they handle all the maintenance and management.
So the business can just focus on, their actual business.
Exactly. I think it's smart. A lot of companies are interested in blockchain, but the technical side can be intimidating.
Right.
So by Aventus handling all that, businesses can kind of dip their toes in without having to build a whole team from scratch.
Speaking of the technical side, Aventus stresses that their tech is enterprise grade.
Yeah.
Regularly audited and all that.
Yeah. They're big on following best practices, using external experts.
They're also into customization and white labeling, so clients can integrate the blockchain into their own branding.
Seamlessly.
Yeah.
And white labeling is about way more than just looks.
Oh, right?
It's about the business keeping control of their data. That's huge for brand consistency and building trust with users and, all the data regulations these days.
It's a big deal.
It is.
They even have these bolt-ons, extra features for marketplaces.
Oh, yeah. For things like AML and KYC compliance, payment gateways, custody solutions, even insurance.
Wow.
They've got fraud protection and marketing services, too. Seems like they've thought of everything a business could need to get a blockchain platform up and running.
It really does.
It's strategic. They want to be the one-stop shop for blockchain, Cater to all sorts of needs, become a true partner for these businesses.
So let's get into the specifics.
Yeah.
First up, they've got enhanced blockchain as a service. What makes it enhanced?
It's more than just a basic platform, right? We're talking customized blockchain infrastructure deployed and managed across those big cloud environments like AWS.
Oh.
Think of it like a custom-made suit, perfectly fitted to each business.
They also mention permission control, where anyone who wants to join the network needs permission.
Right.
Is that different from the public blockchains everyone talks about, like Bitcoin or Ethereum?
It is, yeah. Imagine a public blockchain like a giant open city square. Anyone can come and go.
Okay.
A permission blockchain is more like, say, a private club.
I get it.
Very exclusive with a strict door policy. That means more privacy and security, which a lot of businesses dealing with sensitive data find really appealing, especially with all the regulations they have to follow.
So they're combining the benefits of blockchain with extra control.
Exactly.
Very nice.
They even mention combining different blockchains for specific uses, even moving assets between permissioned and public ones.
So what's the advantage of that kind of interoperability?
Think of it like having the security of a private vault, but still being able to access the bustling marketplace outside whenever you need. So businesses can enjoy the best of both worlds, choosing the right blockchain for each task.
Interesting.
It is.
Then there's their white label NFT platform.
Mm.
Seems like a pretty straightforward way for companies to get into the whole NFT craze without building everything themselves.
That's exactly it. They provide the whole infrastructure, and businesses can create their own unique NFT marketplaces.
And they've got that expert support we talked about earlier.
They do.
So no need to become a tech wizard overnight.
Nope. Aventus really takes care of the technical heavy lifting.
They really emphasize how easy it is to use, even for businesses without a lot of tech experience. And they talk about generating new revenue and engaging audiences in new ways.
They do, yeah. And they've got those customizable bolt-ons we talked about earlier. More flexibility, more control.
So Aventus sees NFTs as more than just a trend.
They really do. It's a powerful tool for connecting with audiences in a deeper way, building real engagement, loyalty, and new revenue streams. They've got the whole package.
Now let's move on to their Blockchain Gateway API. This one sounds a little technical.
A bit, yeah.
Break it down for us.
Okay, imagine trying to talk to someone who speaks a totally different language. You need a translator, right?
Sure.
That's kind of what this API does. It acts as a bridge between regular applications and the blockchain so they can communicate.
Simplifies things.
A lot. Businesses don't need to understand all the nitty-gritty of blockchain to use it.
Got it.
They claim it's the fastest and cheapest way to interact with those blockchains, and they say you can implement it super quickly, like within days or even hours.
Wow, that's fast. Especially for businesses who are eager to jump in.
Speed and ease of integration are huge in business. Aventus is really trying to streamline things for their clients.
And they've packed it with features.
Oh, yeah. User-friendly transaction fees, load balancing, status updates, secure communication, you name it. They've even got enterprise SLAs, NFT management, staking, managing those crypto tokens, even moving assets across different blockchains.
It's like the ultimate blockchain multi-tool.
Pretty much. They've given businesses tons of options. So whether it's a loyalty program or a new marketplace, they've got the tools to do it.
Lastly, we have their governance application. What's that all about? How does it fit into this whole blockchain world?
This one's where things get really interesting.
Oh.
It's all about giving power to the people, or in this case, the token holders. A simple interface for creating proposals, voting, all that.
So stakeholders get a say in how things evolve.
Exactly. A key part of those decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs, they're communities, essentially, that are governed by rules built right into the blockchain.
So it's about creating a more democratic system with the community having a real voice.
Exactly. Transparency, accountability, it really embodies the spirit of blockchain.
So now that we've laid the groundwork, let's explore some of those real-world applications Aventus is highlighting. They start with consumer brands, talking about how that next-gen internet built on blockchain can change the game.
Right.
Building brand extensions, direct relationships with customers, zero-party data access, connected products.
All about deeper engagement and stronger loyalty.
Right.
What I find fascinating is how Web3 shifts the power dynamic. Brands can move beyond traditional marketing and really connect with their customers. Transparency, authenticity, shared values.
They also focus on traceability, from origin to owner,
right?
Authentication, digital passports, all that.
It's what consumers are demanding, especially now. They want to know where things come from, who made them, what's in them. Blockchain can prove a product's origin and authenticity, builds trust, and helps consumers make better decisions.
Then they talk about telecoms, how BaaS can improve security, data management, and customer engagement.
Which makes sense, considering how much data these telecom companies handle.
Yeah.
They're prime targets for cyber attacks. Blockchain brings that extra layer of security, protecting sensitive info and keeping data accurate.
Secure communication channels, fraud prevention, streamlined operations, lower costs. They mention all those benefits.
Yeah, it's about tackling the big challenges telecom companies face, helping them be more efficient, more secure, and more focused on their customers.
Okay. Next up, Aventus presents BaaS as a total game changer for supply chain management.
Yeah, transparency, traceability, and efficiency. It's huge.
One of the biggest things they highlight is real-time product tracking.
Right. From the moment a product leaves the factory to the moment it reaches the customer. Blockchain is bringing light to a system that's usually pretty opaque.
And that helps with authenticity and fighting counterfeiting.
Exactly. It's all about optimizing those logistics.
They mention all kinds of benefits: real-time tracking, authenticity checks, reducing counterfeits, better inventory and logistics, less waste, even making things more sustainable.
It's a strong argument for how blockchain can improve efficiency and accountability across the entire supply chain.
It is.
Oh, and don't forget about smart contracts, those self-executing agreements stored right on the blockchain. Streamlining payments, automating processors, ensuring regulatory compliance, it all adds up to more efficient and transparent supply chains.
Then there's the energy sector.
Right.
Aventus sees BaaS playing a big role in making energy more accessible.
Yeah, using decentralized networks to enable peer-to-peer energy trading.
So people could generate their own renewable energy and easily sell it to their neighbors.
Exactly. It's a vision of a more sustainable and resilient energy ecosystem where individuals have more control.
They also mention how accurate energy tracking helps with compliance and environmental accountability.
Which is super important these days.
Yeah.
Blockchain creates a tamper-proof record of energy production and consumption. So it's transparent, accountable. You can use that data to prove you're following regulations, track progress on those sustainability goals, and build trust.
Moving on to sports, Aventus talks about how asset tokenization can change the relationship between athletes and their fans.
It's more than just digital collectibles, though. It's creating new ways for athletes to connect with their fans, build their brand, and earn more.
Okay.
Things like tokenized sports highlights, digital memorabilia, even fractional ownership of player contracts, all made possible by blockchain.
Wow.
They specifically mention genuine ownership of digital items, new ways for athletes to earn, and using blockchain to guarantee authenticity and ticket security.
It's like giving fans a real stake in the game,
Exactly.
bringing them closer to the action,
For athletes, it's about building those connections directly, cutting out the middleman.
and creating new revenue streams.
For sure.
Aventus sees similar potential in gaming, saying asset tokenization can give players true ownership of their in-game stuff.
Yeah, stuff that actually has real-world value and can be traded on different platforms.
Imagine the possibilities. Your digital sword from one game could be used in another, or even sold or rented out.
It's blurring the lines between the virtual and the real.
They talk about new economic opportunities and communities building and developing games together.
It's about giving players real agency and control over their digital stuff. Makes them stakeholders in the games they love.
Finally, Aventus believes that asset tokenization can revolutionize the music industry,
Oh.
giving artists more control, creating new ways to earn money, and building deeper connections with fans.
It's no secret that the current music industry is tough on artists.
Yeah.
Blockchain could disrupt that.
They focus on tokenized music tracks and albums as NFTs, so fans can actually own a piece of their favorite artist's work.
And participate in their success.
It's about making the music industry more fair, connecting artists and fans directly, and distributing value more equitably.
It's a powerful vision.
Aventus has certainly given us a lot to think about regarding the potential of BaaS across all these different industries. But before we get carried away, let's step back and consider the bigger picture. What are the forces driving blockchain adoption? What are the broader implications for businesses, consumers, and society? We'll dig into those questions next time.
Can't wait. It's fascinating, isn't it? All these forces pushing blockchain forward. I think it comes down to a change in how we view trust and transparency, value even.
We're so used to relying on these middlemen, right? Banks, governments, big companies, they validate everything, hold our data, and we're supposed to just trust them. But blockchain, it offers something completely different.
It does. It's like trust is built into the network itself, distributed, transparent for everyone to see.
Big implications for how businesses work and how we interact with each other. Imagine supply chains that are totally transparent, no more secrets. You could track a product's journey from start to finish with a click.
Exactly. Or think about artists connecting directly with fans, cutting out the record labels and streaming giants.
Gamers actually owning their in-game stuff that has real value in the real world. It's a vision of a more level playing field, decentralized, equitable, transparent.
It is.
Aventus is all in on this vision, offering all these tools and services to make it easy for businesses to adopt blockchain.
Yeah.
But are they making it sound too simple? Are there any potential downsides businesses need to be aware of?
Well, like any new technology, there are always challenges.
Right.
One of the biggest is the regulations.
Ah, yeah.
It's a fast-moving landscape, constantly changing. Businesses need to be ready to adapt.
Flexibility is key. What else should they be thinking about?
Security is paramount.
Of course.
Blockchain itself is very secure, but the applications built on top of it, well, those can be vulnerable.
Right.
It depends on the code and the security measures in place. Companies need to really vet their BaaS providers, make sure they have strong security protocols to protect data and prevent any unwanted access.
It's like building a fortress but leaving the doors wide open.
Exactly.
What about integrating these solutions with existing systems?
Yeah.
Can that be a problem, especially for companies with older infrastructure?
Integration can be tricky, yeah, especially for large enterprises with those complex systems. Companies need to think about the technical side, make sure they have the expertise and the resources to handle it.
Thorough research is critical. Businesses need to do their homework, understand the tech, the regulations, and have a clear vision for what they want to achieve with blockchain.
Couldn't agree more. This isn't about chasing trends, it's about strategic decisions aligned with long-term goals, understanding the potential and the risks.
Aventus keeps talking about their bolt-ons, those extra services like AML and KYC compliance, payment gateways, and all that.
Right.
How important are those, especially for companies that are new to blockchain?
I think those bolt-ons can be incredibly valuable, especially for companies that don't have the expertise in-house. It's a way to get started without getting lost in the technical weeds.
Like having a coach guiding you through a new workout.
That's a great analogy.
They make sure you're doing everything right.
Exactly. A good provider will give you the tools and the support.
Aventus also highlights that their solutions are totally customizable and can be white-labeled to match the client's brand. Why is that so important? Is it more than just wanting things to look nice?
It's way more than that.
Okay.
White labeling gives businesses control.
Right.
Control over their data, control over their brand.
It's about trust.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's about standing out in the market. They're not handing their data over to someone else or messing with their brand's image.
It's like having a tailor-made suit.
I like that.
Fits perfectly, looks sharp, you feel confident.
Businesses want a BaaS solution that works for them, something that integrates with their systems and strengthens their brand, not the other way around.
Aventus seems to be targeting lots of different industries with their BaaS solutions.
Yeah.
Everything from supply chain management to music and gaming. Do you see any particular sector where BaaS could have the biggest impact soon?
It's tough to say for sure. Things change so quickly. But I think we'll see the most adoption in areas where blockchain strengths, transparency, security, immutability, those really address a need.
So industries struggling with things like counterfeiting, fraud, data breaches, a lack of transparency, they'll be the early adopters.
Exactly.
Supply chain management is a great example.
It is.
Real-time tracking, fighting counterfeits, streamlining logistics, it's valuable stuff. We're already seeing big companies in food, pharmaceuticals, luxury goods, all those, exploring blockchain. Any other sectors on your radar?
Financial services is another one.
Oh, yeah.
Faster transactions, lower costs, more security. It's attracting attention from banks, payment processors, even central banks.
Central banks?
Looking into digital currencies, yeah.
Yeah.
Blockchain has the potential to change how we think about money and value.
Exciting stuff.
Right.
But we have to remember, with any big change, there are downsides. We've talked about regulation, security, integration, anything else businesses need to be aware of.
Scalability is a big one.
Yeah.
Especially with public blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum. They've had issues as transaction volumes increase. Businesses need to be sure the solution they choose can handle the workload.
So the tech is important, but the underlying infrastructure has to be there too. What about all the different blockchain platforms and protocols? Can that create problems?
Interoperability is definitely a challenge.
Right.
There are so many different platforms.
Yeah.
Businesses need to think about how the solution they choose will work with other systems.
Inside their own company and with their partners.
Exactly.
Strategic planning is critical. It's not as simple as just plugging in a new piece of software.
You got it. It requires a thoughtful, long-term approach. Businesses need to ask the hard questions.
Like, what problems are we trying to solve? How will this help us reach our goals? What are the risks, and how do we handle them?
Those are the right questions.
As we wrap up this part of our deep dive into BaaS, I'm curious about the bigger picture. We've talked about applications, but what about the wider implications? How do you see blockchain changing how we live and work in the years to come? We'll explore that next time. It really is mind-boggling when you think about it, how blockchain could completely reshape our world. It's like we're at the beginning of something huge, like when the internet first came out.
Yeah, a real paradigm shift. Imagine a future where you don't need to rely on those big institutions for trust anymore.
Right.
It's all about transparent, unchangeable records that everyone can access.
Think about those supply chains, totally transparent.
Yeah. You could trace a product from the very beginning to the end, just like that. Ethical sourcing, responsible consumption.
And artists could connect directly with fans. No more middlemen.
Exactly.
Gamers could truly own their digital stuff. Assets with real value that can be traded anywhere. It's about a more level playing field, power being more evenly distributed.
Absolutely. There will be challenges, of course, but the potential benefits are just, wow. It's hard not to be optimistic.
Aventus definitely paints an exciting picture of that future, a future where their BaaS solutions help businesses get on board with this tech. But, as we've discussed, It's important to be realistic, to see both the good and the bad. So what are some key takeaways you hope our listeners will remember from this deep dive?
Well, I think the first thing is blockchain is not some niche thing anymore.
Right.
It's growing up fast and finding its place in the real world.
Across so many industries.
Exactly. Businesses that ignore it are going to get left behind,
So it's time to start paying attention.
even if you're not ready to jump in just yet.
What else?
Second, don't get caught up in the hype. You need a strategy.
Right.
It's not about using the latest shiny toy, but figuring out how blockchain can help you reach your goals.
All real problems.
Yeah, and create new opportunity.
It's about seeing the whole picture. Anything else?
Third, remember that the world of BaaS is constantly changing.
It's moving fast.
There are lots of providers out there, each one different. You need to do your research, choose a partner that fits your needs.
Do homework, Rhea.
Exactly. And finally, don't forget, blockchain is a tool. It's not a magic wand.
Right.
It won't fix everything overnight, but it can change how we live, work, connect with each other, create a world that's more transparent, fair, and efficient.
It's a journey, for sure. With a lot of potential, but also challenges. We need that balance of excitement and caution.
I agree. Keep exploring this world. It's fascinating. It's constantly evolving.
Aventus's website is a great place to start. Lots of info there. And as always, let us know what you think. We're all learning together, right?
We are.
Until next time, keep diving deep.